Just when we thought it left us behind, once again, war is upon my beautiful country. I am not here to find the culprit. I do not want to point fingers and repeat political lies. I want the bombs to stop, because the cost of war is too high to bear, because we have seen this before, because the Lebanese, just like us, deserve to live. As a matter of fact, they deserve a life for each one of those wars that they have been through. I am not here to blame, but to speak of a country torn to pieces once again. I am here to share some of the conversations I had with family members, as I am sure many of you here have spent most of their days reading the papers, watching the news, and trying to get a connection to make sure that loved ones are still alive. I don't know about you, but when I pick up that phone, first I pray that they haven't bombed the phone companies. And then I pray for electricity, as it is a luxury thousands have no access to. Then I pray for a connection. I pray that someone will answer me, and then I pray it would be a familiar voice so I know that they are alive. Then tears drop, and we say, Alhamdulillah. I know you lost your house, but you are alive. Just be careful. My thoughts are with you. And once again, you close the phone. You say a little prayer, and you go back to watch the news. Sorry, this has actually happened, so it's a little bit emotional for me. You hear the news. You talk about evacuations, about measured responses, about perhaps too much aggression, and you feel helpless. You are trying to say, I am different. I do not want to be a bystander. Like many of the Arabic governments, you want to give. But give what and where? When and to whom? To loved ones who have lost their houses? To friends who are terrified but jokingly tell you, Yalla, this might be our last conversation? To the thousands of children with no parents? To the wives who have lost their husbands? To the parents who have lost their children right in front of their eyes? To the people in hospitals? To the evacuees in schools and parks with nothing, absolutely nothing to eat or drink, awaiting international relief, sitting under the gray sky, breathing the fire of oil terminals and burning buildings while the supplies are nowhere close to be found, because everything that was built is gone. No roads, no bridges, no infrastructure, because it is not safe even for humanitarian relief, because they as well might lose their lives. What about the people with no dual citizenship? I would like to quote our Prime Minister Fuad Sanura in his latest speech addressing the diplomatic corps. As I speak, the trauma, the desperation, the grief, and the daily massacres and destruction go on and on. The country has been torn to shreds. Is the value of human life in Lebanon less than that of the citizens of the other countries? Will we allow innocent civilians, churches, mosques, orphanages, medical supplies escorted by the Red Cross, people seeking shelter or fleeing their homes and villages to be the casualties by this war? I asked my father about my grandparents, and he tells me that a bomb came across the house. All the windows are shattered, the main gate is gone, the house is in very bad shape. I have my 80-year-old grandmother who have witnessed many of the Lebanese wars, who has blood pressure, who had just had an open heart surgery, and my aunt who is taking care of her. Those two people only in the house. A bomb right across their house. I speak with another friend who tells me there is no electricity. They are living on candlelight. They can't drive on the main roads, it is too dangerous, and now she can differentiate between the sounds of warplanes who will drop the bomb and those who might. As she's driving to get insulin for her diabetic dad, it is a risk she must take. Either her dad would die if she didn't get it, or she could die while trying to locate an open pharmacy. Another one of those luxuries that are rare to be found. 7 hours later, she returns home with a heavy bill she had to pay. Lubna, another very close of mine, another very close friend of mine, whose actually husband is on his way currently to go get her out of there and come back here, tells me about the anxiety of her 4 and 3-year-old nephews and nieces living in the house with them. How every time they hear a bomb, they run for shelter. How food has tripled in prices. How they are hearing the mosques and churches calling and asking they open their doors to the thousands who are capable of fleeing Beirut and the south, as both are under heavy attack. As I was speaking to a friend in Beirut, I can hear gunshots and bombs in the background, and I think this must be a nightmare. This can't be happening. He tells me his building, holding 23 apartments, is on the ground. West Beirut is totally destroyed. It is a ghost city. 1 million Lebanese live there. He is with his sister and her kids, and I can hear them saying, "Uncle, why are they bombing here? We are not terrorists." This is coming out of a mouth of a 6-year-old girl who had traveled 9 hours to get to a safer village. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday night before finishing a phone conversation, someone very close and dear to my heart asked me to pass a message. Love Lebanon. Never forget him. Carry Beirut in your heart, even if you are not able to give anything. I would like to thank you all for allowing me to express and share my feelings with you today. Lebanon needs our love, our thoughts, our prayers, our help, and us. Quoting our Lebanese Prime Minister once again, "We, the Lebanese, want life. We have chosen life. We refuse to die. Our choice is clear. We have survived wars and destruction over the ages. We shall do so again." Your help is greatly appreciated. God bless you.